from 1945, from the war against the Japanese, and this compass that came with it.
That's cool.
I was going to say the same thing.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my 1945 Japanese enemy identification card and the compass that came with it. I'm trying to sell this to make a little money. I'm asking for about $1,000 for them.
Where did you get these?
In a huge collection of military stuff.
What do you know about them?
This is a manual to identify enemy planes and ships and how to sink them.
Yeah, I mean, it was scary coming across any battleship because if you were on a U.S. Navy ship and all of a sudden you saw a Japanese ship, there was going to be big gunplay.
In the 30s and the early 40s, the Japanese had one of the strongest navies in the world.
But we put an end to that. We were pumping out ships and we were building them bigger, stronger, faster, everything. After Midway, we halfway destroyed their navy. I mean, after Midway, they were never really a naval force against us.
Is that why there's like different names for each plane on there?
Okay, well, the reason they put these names on here is because they weren't going to call them by the Japanese names. Because a guy from the Midwest in the 1940s is not going to be able to pronounce any of those names of those planes. If you said, "Here comes some Helens," everyone knew what it was. If you were a U.S. Navy sailor during World War II, this manual was an essential part of your training. It helped identify Japanese ships and planes. So if you saw something coming, you would know if they were friendly or hostile. These things are really neat. When you're on a ship, compass points are everything.
Why did they use a manual compass versus what would be technology back then?
Which was a manual compass. You'd point this north, you use your compass, you'd figure out where north is. So say that this is where you saw a plane. So then you would have the angle off the ship that they're coming, and you would also have the compass bearing. It was a lot of math work. These items are really cool pieces of World War II history. Just imagine being a sailor back then and having to memorize all those ships and planes. But cool history doesn't always translate into cash. Did you want to pawn this or sell this?
I'd like to sell it.
Okay. The problem is just about everybody in the Navy got one of these. They're not that rare. I mean, it's cool. I don't see it going for anything, quite frankly.
I mean, can you give me anything for it? I mean, it's
No.
not...
People do collect documents from World War II, but not something like this. I'm sorry, I wish I could do something, but it's just not here.
All right.
Thanks for coming in, though.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Now that I couldn't make a deal with the guys, I'm going to go shop it elsewhere. They're not the last show in town, so...
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. I've got this Winchester rifle that I'm looking to sell.
Looks like a pea shooter to me, man.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell my Winchester rifle from the 1800s. I'd like to sell it just to help out my grandmother. I'd like somewhere in the $3,000 range.
So you're not from around here?
No, a little further south.
Okay. So where'd you get this at, man?
It's actually been passed down from generation to generation. This has wound up in my hands. I'm looking to sell it and get some money for it.
So what can you tell me about it, man?
It's from the late 1800s. That's what I've been told anyway.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's kind of when these octagon barrels and stuff were really popular.
Okay.
I mean, one of the cool things about Winchester is they're an American company. At one point, we're probably one of the greatest gun makers in the world.
Right, okay.
They've got a huge, huge history. One of the most important things about Winchester is this mechanism right here.
Okay.
They can get however many shots off in a rifle as opposed to the whole dropping the ball down there, packing it
Right.
in. You could actually shoot a shot at a guy, and by the time he was able to load up his musket, you could shoot him 5 or 6 times.
Sure.
Winchester is a huge name in